Hey guys, it's Ballistic here, and welcome back to 100 by 11. This is the first episode of the series, Being Reborn, and we're just gonna get right into the Endless Zone. So I spent a little bit of time on my first pick here between Soybean Pod Cactus and Homing Thistle. In the end, I end up going with Homing Thistle because I think it's the best of those plants in the early game. Cactus is slightly better mid game, whereas Soybean Pod I don't like soybean pod very much in levels with graves because the zombies will just eat the graves. So, uh, yeah, in the end, I pick homing thistle because I think it's just a great plant to start the level off. And we're just going to start the level off normally with some sunflowers, as one would expect to. So my plan in the early game is to just pick the plants that can make the level go by as quickly as possible, and Homing Thistle does a really good job at that because it targets the zombies regardless of where they are on the lawn. So because of that, one early Homing Thistle is actually enough to just defeat quite a few zombies, and because they fix Homing Thistle's accuracy, it was actually fixed a while ago, and a lot of people just didn't realize it because, well, Homing Thistle isn't the best plant, and I seem to be the only person who gives Homing Thistle the time of day. But because they fixed Homing Thistle's accuracy, it's actually quite a usable early game plant now. I wouldn't say it's the best, or even close to the best, as Apple Mortar is really good, Wasabi Whip is really good, Parsnip is really good, Kiwibeast is pretty good in some levels, so I don't think Homing Thistle is the best early game plant, but like in this situation, Homing Thistle works out fine, especially when we have these Tomb Raiser zombies that are just going to start flooding the lawn with graves. Having Homing Thistle avoid graves most of the time as it's hitting the grave a little bit, you can see right there, but that's fine. Having Homing Thistle be able to bypass those graves is actually really important. So I think Homing Thistle is actually a really strong pick for a level 1 Endless Zone. And ends up working out pretty well because the only really threatening zombies we get are like Tomb Raisers. And as long as you stagger out your sun production and you thread in a Homing Thistle early on, it should be a pretty easy level. So that's it for level 1. On to level 2. And the the second plant I get to pick rather is between Starfruit, Springbean, and Bloomerang, and these plants are all really bad. Like they all really suck. I go with Starfruit because I think it's the best out of all of them, but that doesn't really mean very much when you have Springbean, which is really useless, and you have Bloomerang, which is also really bad and just outclassed. And I already have a way to bypass graves in this Endless Zone. Like, if I went with, like, I don't know, Cactus or Soybean Pod instead of Homing Thistle, I'd be more inclined to pick Bloomerang there because I wouldn't have an easy way to bypass graves. But because I have an easy way to bypass graves with Homing Thistle, Starfruit is the best anyway because, one, it clears graves pretty easily. And, two, its DPS in early Endless Zone levels is actually not too bad. So, pretty respectable. So one thing I'd like to mention is that, at least for these early levels, I'm actually playing the game on the Nox emulator, and I'm doing this one because it actually lets me get really freaking good quality. Like, I'm uploading these videos at 50 FPS, which I haven't been able to do before, which is amazing because before I was uploading them at like 30 FPS, and that's fine, but like, I can't quite get 60 FPS. But I can get 50 FPS just fine, and it looks really good. So playing on Nox lets me do that. And also with Nox, I actually have access to keyboard mapping. So essentially I can use hotkeys on my plants, which is very convenient, but you will see me mess them up a few times, especially early on. One, because I'm not really used to it yet. Also, look at that Starfruit just barely living in the middle lane. But one, because I'm not really used to it yet. And also because I have also kind of mismapped the last 4 seed slots. It would be more convenient if I mapped them in a different way. And you'll see in the next episode that I do have them mapped in this new way. But for the meantime, in this, you'll see me mess up my placements a little bit. It'll be most apparent in like level 5, I think. But anyway, that's level 2. It was pretty simple. Level 3 here, we get some pretty good plants actually. Ailment, Tile Turnip, and Kiwibeast. Now, Ailment's a really good plant, especially in ancient Egypt. But I'm not going to pass up the opportunity to go for my second favorite plant now. Despite the fact that there are Explorer Zombies, which I saw that and I was immediately pretty sad because I picked Kiwibeast because except for Explorer Zombies and Gargantuars, Kiwibeast is a fantastic plant in ancient Egypt because pretty much all of the zombies here eat. And when pretty much all of the zombies here eat, or in an area eat, Kiwibeast is an amazing plant. That's why I have an entire strategy in Terraform Tomorrow, and probably later on in the series you will see that, where I have Kiwibeast as one of my main DPS plants. And what's funny is, this is a little bit of a spoiler if you've seen that strategy, but I'm actually going to be able to recreate this strategy in the Pyramid of Doom, which is really cool. So yeah, I just start this level by getting some early Kiwibeasts, because the sooner you can get out Kiwibeasts, the better they are. Kiwibeast is actually one of the best offensive plants to imitate. I don't imitate it because imitating offensive plants in general isn't very good. You'd rather imitate instants, but generally speaking, Kiwibeast is one of the best offensive plants to imitate because it's got a fairly slow recharge, but it's really effective if you can get them out early. So that's what I end up doing, and it works out pretty well in the beginning. I can just get out a ton of Kiwibeasts early on. And then I can start getting out like Homing Thistles and Starfruits for DPS. The beginning of Kiwibeast levels is actually quite slow, and that's because also, I'm going to use a plant food here because I have max plant food, and I may as well just use it to grow a Kiwibeast and defeat the Explorer Zombie instantly. But, yeah, it's quite slow because Kiwibeast has a limited range, and it doesn't kill the zombies quite as quickly as Homing Thistle or Starfruit, so it's annoying, but you do what you gotta do. So at this point, I'm just DPSing the zombies down with Kiwibeasts and Homing Thistles. Unfortunately, I forget if it's this level or a later level, but one of my max grown Kiwibeasts actually just straight up dies to an Explorer Zombie because it was being blocked by a Buckethead, and the Homing Thistles were just targeting the Buckethead, meaning the Kiwibeast just ended up dying. I don't think it was this level, though. You'll see it in a little bit, though. But, yeah, I mean, overall, this level was a very easy level, as early Endless Zone levels generally are, but the plants that I've gotten, aside from Kiwibeast, like Homing Thistle and Starfruit, these aren't the best plants, especially at level 1. So, by just breezing through these levels, I think I picked the right opportunities to bring out these plants, and it's really letting me get through the Endless Zone really quickly. So I picked Power Lily instantly here. When I was playing this, I was actually thinking, dang, if I get a really good instant plant here, we'd actually be off to a really good start in the Endless Zone. And Power Lily is one of the best. And I'm actually going to speed up this level here because it is a 2 flag level and it actually takes a little bit. So here we go, level is sped up. And you can see me here misplace a plant 3 times, or actually only twice. I misplaced a Starfruit and then a Homing Thistle, but that's fine, I get the Kiwibeast out anyway. So yeah, but I was like, man, I get a good instant here. We're good to go, and I get Power Lily, and Power Lily is one of the best with Kiwibeast because Kiwibeast has one of the best plant food effects in the game, in my opinion. Growing the Kiwibeast to full size is really cool, especially if also yay Homing Thistle, especially if the Kiwibeast isn't already at full size, but also the damage Kiwibeast does is very comparable to a Cherry Bomb. That Starfruit was not meant to go there, but the damage Kiwibeast does with its plant food is actually very comparable to a Cherry Bomb. So by growing the Kiwibeast to full size, oh, and you see there's a Kiwibeast, it's gonna die in that. Oh no, sorry, it's gonna die in the lane just above the bottom lane, because you'll see it in just a moment here. Oh no, it's the bottom lane Kiwibeast that dies. Look at this. That's depressing right there. But yeah, Kiwibeast's damage, its damage is very comparable to a Cherry Bomb, meaning you get a good Kiwibeast early, good Kiwibeast plant food early, and you're set for the entire level. And it also works really well with Tile Turnip. That is my Terraform Tomorrow strategy. So even though I passed up Tile Turnip, a bit of a spoiler, but we're going to get it back. I think we get it back actually either next level or the level after that. So that's fine. This level goes by really fast though with it sped up. And I slow it down for the final wave because we have our first Gargantuar, and you're going to see how I deal with the Gargantuar. I place a Sunflower in front of that Kiwibeast because I want to be able to not have that Kiwibeast just die. And then I plant food the I plant food the other Kiwibeast above the Gargantuar so that I just have better DPS, and I place that last Homing Thistle for the synergy for the symmetry, so it looks really nice. Except that Kiwibeast at the top isn't fully grown, but it's whatever. But it's fine because we passed that level, and we get Cactus or Endurian or Melonpolt, and I go Melonpolt because it's the best of those. And the grave position is actually very convenient for both Kiwibeast and Melonpolt. And if you notice, there are no zombies back there that eat or that don't eat. All the zombies back there eat, meaning Kiwibeast is actually an insanely good plant here. It is really strong. So what we're gonna do here is just start off the level as normal. It is 3 flags, but don't worry. I play the early game at normal speed. I'll speed it up in a little bit, but I play the early game at normal speed because essentially you're going to see me just place down some Kiwibeasts and just start the level off as I would any other Kiwibeast level. And you're really going to see the power of Kiwibeasts throughout this level. Also, because I have Melonpolt now, it kind of makes Starfruit and Homing Thistle irrelevant. So I don't believe it's the last time I use Homing Thistle. I think I use it one other time. But this is definitely the last time I use Starfruit, I'm pretty sure. Or whenever the last time I used Starfruit. I think it was last level or the level before that. So, yeah, Starfruit doesn't get a lot of time to shine, unfortunately. But it's fine because Starfruit... The fact that Starfruit's even getting a little bit of usage in the Pyramid of Doom to begin with is really good for the plants. So we're going to speed it up here in just a second here, and here we go. So yeah, now I'm going to start placing Melonpolts because I have my column of Kiwibeasts completed, and at this point it's just time to spam Melonpolts because it's really good for DPSing the backline, and it's going to really accelerate the level and make it play really quickly. And at this point it's like, the zombies can't get anywhere near my Kiwibeasts. Like, look at how much damage the Kiwibeasts are going to do, and how much health the Melonpolts have. And here, I just decide to plant food all of the Kiwibeasts because, like, I have Power Lily. It's a 3 flag level. I'm probably going to get all my plant food back before the end of the level. But what I didn't expect was to get all my plant food back before the next flag. So that means I just have so much plant food this level. And I really don't know what to do with it. I'm kind of just stockpiling it. I'm using it on, like, Sunflower to just get out more Melonpolts to end this level more quickly because really that's pretty much all I need to do is just end this level quickly, because ending the level quickly is good because that means I can do more levels more quickly. And there's no real reason, like, once I can defeat all the zombies, to just make the level go by faster, or to not make the level go by faster, rather. If you could defeat the zombies easily, then why not just make the level end faster so that you can go on to harder levels? And that's essentially what my thought process here was as I spam Melonpolts and I wait for the camel zombies to come on screen. There were a few of them that were off screen, but at least they aren't slowed by winter melons, so they at least come on screen in a decent amount of time. So that's it for level 5. We're halfway done with the video. Here it's Potato, My Witch Hazel, and Aloe. And although Aloe is a pretty bad plant, all things considered, I actually go ahead and pick Aloe here because it just works best with my strategy. Also, RIP Pea Shooter, never used. But Aloe works decently well with Kiwibeast, so I end up using Aloe here to synergize with Kiwibeast. So this is another level where I speed up in like 2 seconds. Yeah, here we go. So, yeah, level is being sped up now, and essentially, it's another level where I just gotta use Kiwibeasts and Melonpolts to defeat zombies. Although this time there's a Gargantuar on the last flag, and I'm not expecting to get nearly as much plant food as I have in the past. I mean, I have Power Lily now, which makes life really convenient, but I don't know, we'll see how this level goes. I mean, I already know how it goes because I've already played it. I decided to get an Aloe in the top lane because that Conehead's just nibbling on that Kiwibeast, and it's like, you know, no reason not to get an Aloe there to support the Kiwibeast, so why not? And it actually works out pretty well here, as we're able to DPS down the zombies quite easily. I'm going to start getting some melon pults. You can see me fumbling to place the right plant with the hotkeys. That's fine. We're just going to get some melon pults as I almost placed a star fruit, but it's okay because I learned a strat where if I think I'm going to misplace something, I always look at the plant I place before I place it so that I can correct myself. Here I'm just getting plant food. Just too much plant food, dude. You get so much plant food in early endless zones, so at this point it's like, yeah, I may as well just start spamming plant food. There's like no reason not to. So I do that. Aloe, goodbye. You were actually pretty helpful though. Just a good safety net. Wasn't actually like necessary, but you know, it was good for the morale. So here we are, back at normal speed. We have another Gargantuar, and we defeat it pretty easily. I like the Kiwibeast on the 5th column. I experiment with the columns of the Kiwibeast, but I think the 5th column is actually the best column in this endless zone, as 2 Kiwibeast plant foods are enough to take out the Garg. But the 5th column is really convenient because not only does it allow me to DPS really effectively with Kiwibeast, but it also lets the Kiwibeast hit the 3rd column, which lets them KO Gargs. Oh, this is important. I see Cold Snapdragon here, and I'm like, do I want to win the endless zone? Nah, I go with Laser Beam. Because Cold Snapdragon's the boring choice. It's the choice you... Oh, voice crack. It's the choice you pick when you want to win? That was a massively bad voice crack, but whatever. One take wonders. It's the choice you pick when you want to win, especially in this endless zone against the Explorer zombies. But it's not the fun choice. It's so boring. So, yeah, no Cold Snapdragon for you. We're going to just continue with what we got for now. Also, I just want to keep using Kiwibeast, of course. So it's another 1 flag level, meaning I don't really need to speed it up. This level's quick enough as is. And I actually do use Laser Beam in this level, because Laser Beam is actually pretty effective at clearing out graves, as you will soon see. But anyways, back to the Kiwibeast point. I like putting my Kiwibeasts on the 5th column, because that lets them DPS the imps from the Gargantuars, as well as DPS effectively in general. And not only that, but it also gives me plenty of space for melon pults, because 2 columns of melon pults are generally enough to take down anything, especially when you've got Kiwibeast DPSing zombies. So, I think the 5th column is just the best placement in general. And you see me, I just start to place down laser beams. I like to start getting some Kiwibeast downs, but look at that! The Homing Thistle is back! He is here, he is helping the laser beams DPS down the guy. I do use Homing Thistle a lot on this level, actually. Because there are a bunch of Explorer zombies, and especially it's a 1 flag level, I'm expecting a bunch of Explorer zombies early, meaning Kiwibeast is just not a good plant to place in this level. I still actually end up using it, as you will soon see, during the final wave, because remember, there are Gargantuars on this level. I mean, there's only 1 Gargantuar, but yeah, what I do here is I plant the Kiwibeast. I slow the level down because it's easier to micro when I slow the level down. So I plant the Kiwibeast right there. I use the plant food, brings it down to its imp, and I use it again, but it knocks it back. Now he's still in range, but it's really annoying when he's knocked back, because I think he actually misses something. So he squashes a sunflower, and then he dies. Yay, Kiwibeast is safe. And the Homing Thistles and Laser Beam also really help DPS it down. So that one missed hit from the Kiwibeast doesn't matter too much. Here, I get Tile Turn because that's the only plant there that's good. Spore Shroom. Spore Shroom isn't the worst in Pyramid of Doom, especially early, but it's... like, even level 8 feels too late to pick Spore Shroom at this point when I already have Laser Beam and Homing Thistle and Melon Pult. It's too late for Spore Shroom. And Peapod is just really, really bad in Pyramid of Doom. Never go Peapod. Holy crap, it is so bad here. So, anyway, I just go with this. It's another 1 flag level. That's fine. But yeah, now that I have Tile Turnip, again, I had to choose between Tile Turnip and Kiwibeast, so now we get Kiwibeast back. Or not Kiwibeast, we get Tile Turnip back. We're able to actually build this strategy, which is really cool. Being able to build my Terraform Tomorrow strategy. Looking back at this level, I don't actually use a Laser Beam on this level. It would have been really good of me to place a Laser Beam in the bottom lane right about now, or even like before now, so that way I can just get more or some damage on these graves, so I might have a chance of putting a Kiwibeast there, but whatever, it's fine. I have a way around it. So there's a Conehead coming, and I'm like, okay, I think it's time to enact the strategy for the first time. And especially when you have Power Lily, it makes the strategy quite good. So I use it here. And yeah, those Graves are just gone. Annihilated. Completely gone. So, we're just gonna keep going here. The Kiwibeasts, like, look at just how much damage they're doing. Like, Conehead's got nothing. Especially when the strongest zombie that's gonna come out is, like, a Conehead zombie. Kiwibeasts are so good. I think there are gonna be some Pharaoh zombies that come out in just a little bit, but in general, Kiwibeast is just gonna be able to run through these zombies. So, like, these early Ancient Egypt levels, and even some of the later ones, because I'm going to try and bring Kiwibeast as late as I possibly can. I'm going to try and prove to you the power of the Kiwibeast and why I think Kiwibeast is a good plant. I don't think Kiwibeast is a top-tier plant, obviously, because for me, a top-tier plant has to be able to be picked in almost all situations, and Kiwibeast is definitely not a plant you can pick in every situation. But Kiwibeast should at least be considered one in levels like this, where there are just no zombies that don't eat, meaning that every zombie is going to trigger your Kiwibeast, and your Kiwibeast is going to have insane DPS. So here, I'm pretty sure the only plant that actually DPSs in this level is Kiwibeast. And I get an Aloe here because, man, that mid Kiwibeast was just getting DPS down. And then I'm like, do I use a plant food here? I don't think I do, actually. Oh, I'm lame. I'm very lame. But yeah, anyways, Kiwibeast, look at that. The Kiwibeast was the only DPS I had that level, and it did super well. So, that's fine. Here, Infinite, Split Pea, Apple Mortar. Split Pea is out of the question. I was debating between Infinite and Apple Mortar, but I went with Apple Mortar because, one, everybody underrates Apple Mortar, and along with showing you how Kiwibeast is not a bad plant, I'm going to show you how Apple Mortar is not a bad plant. I pick Walnut here over Homing Thistle or Starfruit or Laser Bean because it's a cheap plant that can stall Gargs. But as well, Apple Mortar is actually pretty good in early Endless Zone levels because it has the capability to stall Gargantuars. And this level is the level to prove it. This level and the next level too. So here, I'm going to speed it up again. What's annoying is I can't have my Kiwibeasts in the 5th column. The entirety of the 5th column is covered up by Graves. What would have been smart of me is to have them in the 6th column because that means I can have more columns of plants. But literally in this level, it's just going to be me using Melon Pulse in that 3rd column, and then eventually I'll go into Apple Mortars later. So these first two, the first flag or so is going to be sped up, but before the 2nd flag, I'm actually going to return it to normal speed because you saw that there were Gargantuars at the beginning of the level, and I want to show you guys how I deal with the Gargantuars, but first, you can see me just developing the strategy. It's literally just getting Kiwibeasts, getting them on power tiles, and look at this destruction in the top lane. I'm going to use a plant food pretty soon, I think. Yeah, gone, gone. That Pharaoh zombie does not exist, and I actually wait a little bit. Like, it's fine for me right now to just only DPS using Kiwibeast. I'm not under the threat of any Gargantuars. I'm literally just saving up for that last power tile to get that Kiwibeast going, and then look at this. Oh man, entire wave's just gone, and when you have Power Lily to support this strategy is devastating. So I can start getting out a Melon Pult, and with the support of just 1 column of Melon Pults, Kiwibeast can just go ham. There is nothing that can stop him here. So yeah, these Kiwibeasts are just gonna go in, and there's really nothing the zombies can do to stop them. It also really helps that I get a ton of plant food. Although using it on the Kiwibeast there, well, cool, it doesn't really do anything. It would have been better to use them on the sunflowers to get more sun for my Apple Mortars, because right here, the next wave is going to come in, and Gargantuars are actually going to start spawning on this wave, as you see right here. So I'm like, okay, we got to start dealing with Gargs, and I have Apple Mortar. So any second now, I'm going to use my shovel, dig up the sunflower. Oh, no, I flex on him with Kiwibeast. Okay, that's fine. I flex on him with Kiwibeast. Because I'm like, yeah, that might be the only Garg that comes out. I can afford to use the plant food here. I have Power Lily to support it, and there's another flag left. So, like, whatever, that's fine. So the level's going to continue here, as I voice crack again. But the level's going to continue here, and you're going to see just how many zombies are going to start to come out here. And I'm like, okay, there's a lot of zombies. Let's get Apple Mortar, because Apple Mortar is going to actually help. The stun on Apple Mortar is actually quite relevant. So I get it in the bottom two rows, because the bottom two rows at the time were like the most threatened by the zombies. And here you can see another Garg. I just again use the plant food on the Kiwibeast. It looks cool, but it's not really all that effective. So as you can see here, the Apple Mortars are actually going to really start to put in work here, because look, these Gargs are just stunned. They're making almost no progress. There are 3 Gargs on the lawn. They're making no progress. Sure, they're only being DPS by Apple Mortars and Melon Pults now, but then once they get in Kiwibeast range, look, they are just shredded. That Garg in the middle lane, like, I plant food it. I don't even need to. It's just completely gone. I use it here, I think, on the Kiwibeast, just to, you know, get rid of that, and then those imps are just gone. But, like, look at this. The Gargs make no progress. It is so nasty. Like, even just that middle Garg, it hasn't even reached the Kiwibeast yet, and already it's launched its imp. It's not even in Kiwibeast range, and it's almost dead. It's going to start to hit Kiwibeast range pretty soon, like right about now. But look at that. It's just dead. These Gargs can't do anything thanks to Apple Mortar. So Apple Mortar is already going to prove its worth in this level. And you're going to see in the next level too, spoilers, I bring Apple Mortar in that level. Apple Mortar is going to put in a lot of work. So let's go ahead and take a look at the last level. It's between Banana Launcher and 2 Mints. Banana Launcher is okay, but I don't really care about it. And I'm looking at my plants to see if I really have good synergies with the Mints. And Armament actually is really good in this situation, because I have both Melon Pult and Apple Mortar. And both of those plants work fantastically with Armament. So I do end up bringing Armament here, despite the fact that the sun production glitch is a real thing. And yeah, that's essentially it. I just think Armament's going to be a really solid plant to use in this level. And you're going to see, I'm going to use Armament a couple of times. And it is a 2 flag level, but I don't speed up any part of this level, because the Graves in this level are in an awkward position. So you're going to really see how I deal with just the amount of zombies that this level brings on the fly. Because the entirety of this level is pretty interesting. So I just start off how I usually do, getting some Kiwibeast, misplaced with the Melon Pult there, so I fortunately don't waste any sun there. So I can start getting Kiwibeast, and you see I'm placing tile turnips here. I'm not even placing them like super well. I'm just like, yeah, I'll get a tile turnip there, but like, you know, I'm just getting tile turnips, getting Kiwibeasts. I slow down the level because this level is actually fairly scary. Already. There's a lot of zombies early, 2 early sandstorms, which is, I mean, it's fine because I have Kiwibeast, and fully grown Kiwibeast just destroy low health zombies. But it's a little scary because my Kiwibeasts are in 2 separate columns, and it's especially scary because I have no way to hit the bottom row's third column, meaning where that grave is right there, meaning that if a zombie gets down there, like an imp for example, I'm screwed. And I believe there were Gargs on this level. So, yeah, I have to come up with a way to defend against that. So, let's go Apple Mortars. Apple Mortars are going to be a good way to at least start dealing with it. As well, Apple Mortars can also DPS these really annoying Tomb Raiser zombies that are just going to start spawning graves on my face, which I really don't want. So yeah, first Garg during the second flag. That's fine. I'm going to start getting up some Apple Mortars, and in addition, I Kiwibeast here. Kiwibeast plant food is fantastic, and I wait till he actually is in his smashing animation so that he actually gets stalled a little bit more, because animations take time. And I wait to do it again, and here we go. There's an imp there. My Apple Mortar fires at it and misses, and then doesn't fire at it again. And I'm like, oh shit. What am I going to do here? So I use an Armament, and Armament destroys those zombies. I was like, is it going to actually fire at the imp? Thankfully it does, but it was at the cost of the sun production glitch activating. So now my sunflowers have had their sun production timer reset, meaning that I'm not going to get terribly much sun for the rest of the level. So I have to ration my sun wisely. And what I do here is I spam Apple Mortars because Apple Mortar is just a good plant for DPS at this point, especially when I have AoE with Kiwibeast. So Apple Mortar is going to be able to stall the zombies very effectively with the Kiwibeast. So I'm pretty excited about that. Uh, Basically now all I need to do is just hold off the zombies with the Apple Mortar, and the Kiwibeast can do the rest. And I mean I'm still getting sun occasionally from my sunflowers, so it's not like the end of the world, but you know, it is rather annoying when this happens. So I decide, you know what? To end the level, instead of Kiwibeast plant food, let's use Armament, because Apple Mortar is going to be insanely effective here at clearing out zombies, especially when boosted by Armament. Look at that. It just shredded the final wave. So effective. And that is it for this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. And I hope to see you all in the next one.